All right, guys, this is
What
what
up,
we
fam?
got today, Elite Fam. We're just gonna do a little workout review, lab
Kind of
session.
watch some film.
Watch some film, do the film work, and explain to you guys what we're doing and kind of the thought and reasoning and what's going on, and take you through the workout instead of just
And why we're
posting
doing it.
and why we're doing it instead of
Yeah.
just posting it. Now, this is our lower body dynamic effort.
Yep.
We use the conjugate method.
Kind of
Louis
our
Simmons.
variation of the conjugate, you know.
It is our take on the conjugate method, and this is our speed dynamic
Speed
lower
dynamic.
body.
Yes, sir.
As you
Speed
see-
squats, speed pulls.
I'm doing something a little bit different. Braden's doing 3 reps.
Do some triples, 8 triples.
I'm doing a double with a jump because I didn't get my jumps in during the warm-up. And we do a lot of jumping as a part of our squat program, part of our conjugate method program, and part of functional kinetics.
Yep.
We plan to get a certain amount of jumps every week, and I didn't get them in during my warm-up. So
I did. I
You
was
did.
getting that over with.
So I went ahead and put it into my actual workout set because you can do variables. You can switch it up. You get into grab back. That's why we like the conjugate method.
Yep.
Now,
Be creative.
Braden decided to do. I'm really just following him.
Yeah, and really, so the reason I went with this kind of variation of a dynamic squat was the week prior. I was feeling kind of good because I did some chain speed squats, and I was feeling good. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try a 3-rep max back squat. I'm gonna see where I'm at. Built up, I got to 365, but I only got it for 2, and I damn near lost my hamstring again.
Yeah.
Right.
You're about to lose it.
Yeah, right. It was right there. And it's been bothering me for a few months now, honestly. So really with this, I just kind of wanted to work on getting the positioning right, especially at the bottom there. That's why I wanted to rest in the pins and then keeping that tension, be able to drive those bands, just to kind of get my hamstrings firing right again, honestly.
Well, so you guys, that's kind of what we do in the conjugate method. The program it's fluid, right? So if we see something that needs to be fixed on with our athletes or anybody, we can kind of make those changes. What you're about to see me do is I picked a little bit heavier weight trying to challenge myself, and I got about 3 sets in, and I was like, hey, we did what? We did 8 by 3.
8, yeah.
We did eight triples.
You were doing doubles.
I was doing 8
But yeah.
doubles with a jump. Whatever. You get me. But the thing is you want to be fast. That's why it's a dynamic effort. You got to be fast. You got to be explosive. I knew probably around set 6 or my last couple of reps were going to be not hot. So I decided, hey, and if you can see my face on this one,
Oh, yeah.
I kind of
Get
know,
it,
like,
coach.
no, sir. I was like, let's get out of here and escape that.
Yep. Let's just get this one over with.
Yeah. So that's another thing, guys. Ego. I am older. More is not better. As I take my walk of defeat over to the weight rack and pick up a 25s. But it was a good decision. Instead of pushing myself the rest of the set to try to make that and get the 35 with speed and risk injury and hurting something, not worth it.
Not worth it at all.
We want to be able to continue to work out and stay fit and stay healthy. So
And to that ego, I mean, y'all saw my face just now. I was in pain. My back was really, really bothering me this session, and I probably should have lowered the weight, if I'm being honest. I was moving right,
he's a young
but
man.
Young,
and
a little
dumb.
bit of ego.
A lot
and
of bit of
just-
ego.
If there's not a 45 on my rack, I kind of
You didn't really do anything?
I don't feel right.
Yeah.
That's
wisdom,
definitely something I've been working
wisdom
on.
comes
And hey,
with age.
as bad as I still am, I've gotten better, have I not?
Yeah, you're getting a lot better.
Way better at it.
Way better.
But
As you see, guys, this helped me finish my set. Now, you'll see later, because in our workout, we did 8 triples of speed squat, and then we do 8 singles of our speed deadlift. And that's just our speed component. That's just the weightlifting section of the workout. You didn't see our accessories and all that stuff. This is just one component of our workout. It's kind of your main accessories. Main effort. It's the main chunk of what you're doing. One, we have the music right.
Yeah,
so
always.
Hope you're enjoying that.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that we enjoy doing is getting ignorant, is what we call it. Whenever we train, we get in our training mode. We get mentally focused and we're locked in and we're going to battle.
And going to battle, and at the same time, it's our meditation.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
to
yeah,
couple
yeah.
those two things in the same thing, but it's what it is for us.
Yeah, we get litty. we're having fun, and working out should be fun. It should be fun, and it should keep you in a good state of mind. And however you get there with music or no music, however you like to do it.
Man, like last night I was in here jamming by myself. I was listening to John Mayer.
I figured you were
chilling.
I figured you were gonna
Bringing
go.
myself back down.
I was about to tell you to put on the cleaning playlist. It's a good
is
good
it?
one. Make
I'll
you
have
fall
to look
make
at
you
that.
all make you all up in your feelings. But as you see, guys, the deal is you want to maintain your speed throughout the lifts.
And while maintaining proper posture and position.
Yeah, exactly. Look at my old ass trying to jump.
Yeah, you still got the
I
ups.
still got a
though.
little
Still
bit.
the
I got a
ups,
little
though.
bit all the way through.
Yeah.
And guys, this is the way. I mean, working out this way with the bands, added resistance, I just feel good. I mean, I just feel good. The weight is manageable.
Yep.
The only thing is I gotta stay tight, stay core ready, and get explosive.
And that's why we do, you said keep your core tight, core ready, and going back to you didn't see all the sections before. We do a lot of core work.
Yeah, a lot of core.
A lot of core work. Lots and lots of core work. Because,
Yeah.
it's the core.
You gotta have it.
Hold you up.
You gotta
Keeps
have
you
it.
right.
Now, Braden started a little bit before we started recruiting. I mean, before we started.
Recording.
Before we
There
start,
go.
I said recruiting.
Yeah, right.
Before we start recording, so I'm just finishing up my set before we go to the deadlift. Now there's several ways you can hook up the bands. I actually hook my bands up a little bit different than Braden did. But it's all about having that resistance that you're fighting through. Because with the bands, basically, your core has to stay tight the whole time, because you're loaded eccentrically, concentrically, and isometrically. That's kind of the beauty behind the bands. All the way your muscles fire, you have to be in control of. It's not just, you're coming down, lowering the weight, that's your eccentric. And then coming up is your concentric, right? So I always have band tension. So there's tension through the whole lift. So one, my core has to stay tight the whole time. And then I'm going resistance as I'm coming down, I'm fighting the bands pulling on me. And then as I shoot up, I'm still fighting through the bands. So that's, again, eccentric is lowering, concentric is coming up, and then stability all the way through, because I'm staying tight for the bands. I am maximizing my lift. I am maximizing my time underneath the bar, because I'm working all three phases of contraction in the muscles.
And that's the thing, if you go with just straight weight, you don't have that tension throughout the whole lift. You hit that. You all know where you come out of the hole. You hit that spot on the squat where it's just, okay, I'm up now.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah.
That doesn't exist with bands and chains. You're firing and you're fighting through the entire lift, because it's trying to shoot you right back down.
Yeah, gravity's working. The bands are working. So that's why our kids get super strong, super built. There's a certain look to our elite athletes, and what you see is Braden has that look. I have the old man dad bod look. And thank you for some people saying I don't look bad
Yes,
on my
I was about to say,
on my
you got
video.
some comments on your video saying that ain't no dad bod.
Yeah.
I heard that. I saw that.
I've been working for years, so it comes back
Real quick, snappy.
That's why I started working out, because the dad bod started getting stronger. Once the mirror's not looking hot, I need to get back in it. But guys, and again, one of the reasons I haven't worked out in so long, I didn't know how really I wanted to train myself. I didn't know what I was training for. Like I said, training for me and working out for me it's a personal kind of meditation, almost spiritual thing for me. You can think I'm crazy, but it just is. It's my time that I'm working on myself, working on my body, working on feeling good, being able to function better. It's very
here I go.
serious.
Get it
Look
up.
at those hops.
That's why we use bands right there.
That's called being explosive for a little bitty guy.
Thanks.
Sorry, I had to
Still
stop
got
you
up,
there.
though.
You got up there. You did. And there's only certain people I can work out with because it is my time.
It's your time, yeah, exactly. And we've all experienced having training partners that we weren't fond of, or people in the same weight room that we didn't have the right vibes, things like that. It takes it out of you. It makes you work harder than you really want to have to work. When this is supposed to be my time to come down almost. You know what I mean? So you got to have the right energies. You got to have the right energies in the room with you.
So what we're loading up for, guys, is our speed deadlift. We do 8 singles.
Conventional.
Yeah.
A lot of times we'll go sumo. We go sumo a lot with our kids.
Our sumo, yeah, we do go sumo a lot with our kids. Sumo keeps you. It's easier to stay in a better position. And what we try to do is recruit all the muscles that the kids aren't using, because all we're really trying to do is build a better athlete. Now, our athletes play field sport, so we got to build the muscles that they're going to use on the field. We're not trying to make them the best deadlifter or the best worker outer. Working out is not their sport. Their sport is on the field. We use weights and training to help them become better athletes on the field. So, a lot of people that are hobbyists, I call them, in weightlifting or training, they are really concerned with form and technique and all these things. And, in sport, you're not always in a perfect position. Now, perfect position in the weight room is always the goal. And you have to build muscle and the right structure to be able to maintain some of the positions. So sometimes they're going to be off. A lot of time they're going to be off.
There are a lot of, yeah.
Because we're training kids that are not strong.
Kids that aren't strong, and a lot of times kids that haven't maneuvered in the weight room before.
Yeah.
So you can't possibly expect them to move as good as somebody that's been doing it for years.
I mean, if you see our freshman kids versus the kids that we've had in our program for 3-4 years, our seniors, night and day different.
Completely.
But the seniors started out looking like these kids. It's a progression. It's a program. It's a program. It's a progression. Year one's gonna look way different than year 4. So to expect year 1 to look like year 4, that's crazy. It's asinine.
And not only
It's
that,
stupid.
but that hurts the confidence of the kids.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, let them know, like, hey, no, you're not in a perfect position, but you're better than you were yesterday.
You're in a perfect position. Here's why. Here's what we're working for. Here's what you need to focus on. Here's how we're getting better. And each week it gets better. Each time they come to lift, it gets better. As long as we're getting better than the last time, that's the point.
All that
All
matters.
right. And what you're going to see is their form may not be perfect in the gym yet, but their performance on the field is going to step up tremendously.
Yep.
Shaq West. If you guys don't know about Shaq West, you got to get on
gotta
to
give
Shaq
him a
West.
look.
And this is a good ignorant playlist.
We close the doors, crank this one up, and it just bounces off the
As you
walls.
see us getting litty right now. Actually, I thought I was getting ready to go sumo.
Yep.
And I was kind of surprised that you wanted to go conventional.
Yeah,
because
and-
you usually want to go sumo.
And the reason I always want to go sumo is, I can lift more weight sumo, honestly. And I've just recently been conventionally deadlifting. Yeah.
So
Bring
guys,
that ass.
the deadlift needs to be fast. And actually, like I did before, that was pretty fast. That was
Yep.
pretty easy. So I was like, you know what? Load me up a little bit more.
Some more weights on.
Let's load up a little bit more.
And I
Let's
couldn't
challenge
let
ourselves a little
him.
bit more.
I couldn't let him be into the same weight as me. So I was like, you know what?
figured.
I'm gonna throw some more weight on too.
I figured
It happened to work out though. I needed more weight too.
Yeah. So again, guys, you can adjust. You can adjust up. You can adjust down. There's no ego in the game.
Nope, none.
It's
And
about-
actually, Dave Tate was saying something about that in a podcast once. He was like, you know what, as a trainer or somebody going into a weight room, you're making 15, 20, 30 decisions right then and there, even if you have your program ready. Because you don't know how you feel that day. You don't know how recently you ate. You don't know what's going on, When you go into the weight room, it's good to have, you want to have your template,
Plan,
your
yeah.
general idea of what you're going to do, but there has to be room for variation because you're not always going to be 100%.
Yeah. You
So.
see my knee cave in a little bit on that one. The way that one, I was like, ooh, did I bite off more than I could chew? No, I just need to concentrate and focus a little bit more. There's a little bit more weight on the bar. I need to make sure my system is locked in and I'm loaded and ready to go.
That's another thing about our dynamic day, we'll lighten the load and add up some accommodating resistance, or here we're just lightening the load, right? That allows you to really, really focus and hone in on the movement. Because when you go for a max, you're not going to be perfect.
No.
That's just not going to happen. Like, you're fighting. You're trying to get the weight up off the ground. You're going to get out of position a little bit. That's why where we take these days here, and that's kind of why I wanted to go conventional, was because I knew last time I had max conventionally, I could feel myself being out of position more than normal. So that's why I wanted to, let's just throw weight, let's just put some weight on the bar, no bands or anything. Let's just work on the position. Let's just get stronger in this position.
Sorry, man, I was too caught up in watching you jam right there with your gold chain.
Oh, I was
Now,
going, man.
Getting
I was
hyped.
going.
Shaq West.
It's getting lit.
Now, again, guys, the point of this is to move the bar as fast as possible. So I do, and bring that ass as we set those hips.
You see those hips slam against the bar, that's what you want to see.
I just wanted to concentrate a little bit more on sitting upright, sitting up, getting my form, creating the right tension on the bar, so everything's locked in, and boom, I'm ready to fire. And I'm gonna fire, and everything stay together. There's not gonna be a hitch. My knee's not gonna cave in. I'm gonna be able to it's repetition. It's doing reps correctly. All right. Just like running the route perfectly, just like catching the ball every time. It's reps. All right. Sometimes we may drop the ball. Sometimes we may not run the right route. But you know, you're going to get those reps in and be able to fire consistently. The same things, it's those same things that you see out in the field or out in practice. Go with the weight room, and it's okay if everyone's not perfect. Take the mental note. Okay, I need to get this better. I need to do that, and we just work on striving for consistent perfection, right? Which is, you're not always going to get it. You're not always going to hit it.
Yeah.
But as long as you know and you keep
long as
working
you're
towards it,
aware.
you gotta be aware. You gotta be aware of how to fix it. One, you gotta be aware of how to fix it.
Yep.
You gotta be aware there's a problem.
Or have a coach that knows what to look for.
What to look for, how to see it, even the little things. Like that knee caving in, most people wouldn't see it. And then you coach how to fix it.
Yes. Yeah.
Bringing it.
That's good.
And we brought it so hard that the
We're-
camera fell on this one.
Yeah.
That's how hard you bring it.
This is a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
It's a good time. We usually like to go at 1:30, but you know, Monday, long day, got a lot of stuff done. Had to get it in though.
Gotta get it in. You can't. For me, especially, guys, I'm the king of I've been making excuses for years, and really because I didn't know what I was training for. I didn't have a passion for what I was doing. And the funny thing is, once I really started thinking about it and really started meditating on it, I was like, I know how to train. I've actually created that way we train in the gym. I just need to do it. And I'm back on it.
I can see too. I haven't thought about it this way actually. I can see how someone who's been an athlete their whole life, and that's what you've been training for your whole life, been training to get better for the next game, been training to get better for my next season, whatever. How you can kind of lose, you know, have that question of like, what am I training for now, right?
Yeah.
Because you're used to you know, training for this for so long, your whole life. So now once you take that away, it's like you're almost directionless.
Yep.
Right.
Oh,
so
bro,
yeah. So you have to meditate on it. You have to establish what your why is.
What my why is, what am I doing it for, what my goals. Because, you know, really, if you want to be real, like whenever I was your age and I first started training, the goal was to rock a medium and look good, right? Like, I want to look good. I want to be typical trainer guy,
Yep.
right? Well, I can care less really about my looks at this point. I'm old. You got gray hair. That's not the point, right? I'm not trying to impress the girls. I'm not trying to be out at the pool, being fly with my abs.
There it goes again. We just drop it so hard, man. So much
man,
power.
sometimes you gotta get it. That's not the point, right? The point for me is to be healthy, fit, be able to still move well, be able to play some flag football games if I want and not get hurt, to be active, right? Well, how's the best way to approach that? What am I doing and why am I doing it? Because it's not an ego thing for me anymore. It's not to look good and impress anybody. I don't want to impress anybody.
Right.
It's really for me and for me to feel good. And that was where I have to set my goals. I'm not competing for anything. I'm not going to CrossFit Games. I'm not trying to be the best at anything. I just want to be my best self. So I just had to really focus on that and figure out what my why was. And once I got that established, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Pretty much game time by then.
And I'm sharing this with a lot of people that, you know, trying to work out. And that's how we end it.
The signature.
So nice.
Bleh.
Anyways, guys, that was our speed
Our dynamic lower body.
Hope you enjoyed that. And we, you know, something different.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoy. And, you know, if you have any questions, you can hit us up.
Let us know.
contact@trainefhq.com. Hey, as always, love, peace, and happiness. Go do something. Be strong. Be your best self. And if
Just
you don't know
work.
how to, come to Elite Fitness. And
We
as
got
we
you.
always say, just work. Holla at your
I ain't living
boys.
in the past, put the city on my back, bet it all on my flow, put 100 on the dash.